There's two tools I never leave home without. One is my knife, and believe me, I'm never without it, ask border security. The other one is a soil sample too. And this is much more than just something that you can take soil samples for nutrients or for nematodes with. It's a tool that you can discover a lot about your soil. Make sure you've got a soil probe that doesn't have a foot pedal, because that will interfere with getting this deep in the soil. Soil probe like this can tell us a lot of things. We can use it to detect compaction. We can use it to take a closer look at the soil profile without having to dig a great big hole. And we can also look at how much moisture we've got, particularly in an irrigated situation. We can take a look and see how deep that irrigation has gone or how deep the most recent rainfall has been. So let's take a look here and see what we can see with the soil probe. It's kind of hard. You can see that down here at less than or slightly greater than 12 inches, we're starting to see a color change. We're into some heavier clays. We can take a look at the profile. We can look at the texture that we've got near the surface. We can take a look at the texture that we've got at about the 6-inch mark. We're starting to get into some more clays. You can see the glye colors and the reduced iron. And you can see that at the bottom of 12 inches, we've got into the subsoil. We've moved forward on the farm into another field, and you can see that we've got some different colors here. Soil is intensely variable, and this is one of the really great things that a soil probe can tell you. It can show you the variability across a field. And if you look at the probe that we've just taken, you can see that we've got a different texture. You can tell that by feeling it. You can also see that we have a different spot where the color change comes in, and it's a little bit different color. At the first probe, we had something that was very gray with red tones. Now we've got something that's more a golden. This is a much sandier soil than what we have in that back plot. So totally different soil, and the probe told me the difference. As I said before, a soil probe can be a multi-tool. It can do soil sampling. You can use it to take a look at your soil profile, take a look at soil compaction, or even soil moisture. And that's something we really haven't talked about because we've recently had a rain. It's a little hard to tell that there's any differences in moisture. But this can tell you the difference in the soil profile and where the moisture is. This again is particularly important if you're irrigating or if you're in plasticulture. So the plastic covered beds, to be able to tell how deep your irrigation has gone. It's a good way of tracking because this will give you an accurate depth. So to wrap this up, soil probes. For a couple $100, you've got a really good tool that should be on every farm. It can tell you a lot about your soil profile, it can tell you a lot about compaction. You've got other tools out there. You've got your drones, your GPS, your yield monitors. Those tell you the differences. Take a soil probe out and maybe you can find the root cause and whether you can even make any changes or not.